Today, though, was the perfect Diamondback cocktail. You had 1 part Greinke, 1 part Goldie, a splash of history, served up with a win. It's really easy to sip on. Anybody thirsty out there? Yes. And if I were to make you one, here's how it would look.
Dave Cooney, how do you think Chopper would deal with something like that with all those other dogs?
Horribly. You know the guy that maybe he's had a little bit too much to drink, he's totally irate, they got to kick the guy out?
Yes.
That would be like the equivalent of Chopper. You know, he doesn't drink, obviously. He doesn't get along with anybody.
He's like a little drunk person?
Yeah, he's a little drunk.
That's really charming, Dave.
I know, right? He would last about an inning. And we'll get to the D-backs right now. You just got to follow him here. Today was kind of a metaphor for the D-backs early season. They went real big today. They tried to break a world record. We just talked about it. Came up short. This offseason, they spent real big money. And so far, they're coming up short. One of those real big money moves, Shelby Miller. You know, there's a lot of things that worry me about the D-backs. But how about this one? Chip Hale's sanity, right? I mean, they lost 6 in a row. They won 5 in a row. Then lost 4 in a row coming into the day. So one week the sky is falling, the next week you're a genius. So what would we have today? The D-backs trying to avoid the sweep. We'll start here. Not with the selfie stick, by the way. But during a 37-year drought for a Triple Crown winner, finally we got one last year. And it was a local who trained the pony that rewrote the history book. And talk of back-to-back Triple Crowns, it would be crazy talk. But it would be fun. Bob Baffert, we're looking at you. But
speaking to someone who knows a thing or 2 or 10 about dealing with a team's inconsistency. Dave.
You guys actually might recognize a couple of my guests. Let's just take a look. Appropriately, we're at Miller's Ale House. We're just off the strip. We're here at a book signing, and a couple of the authors I think you might know very well. Anthony Gimino, our own digital beat writer. Steve Rivera, who we talk to all the time for GoEasyCats.com. That gentleman down there, you might recognize Salim Stoudemire, former Wildcat. And right next to me, the Hall of Famer, Lute Olson. We get to catch up when we're down here in Vegas. It's always a fun time. Good to see you, by the way, Coach.
Well, thank you, Dave. It's nice to see you, too.
Dave Cooney standing by with a very special guest. Dave.
Yeah, kind of a unique opportunity to come inside in the Wildcats locker room and get to talk to one of the players. Obviously not the time or place we would want to do it in a loss, but Mark, you're part of that last play right there. I asked you earlier how many times you had to look to the monitor. You said you didn't?
No, I didn't. You know, I was trying to focus on what I was about to do.
Right now. Okay, right now. And we actually are going to go upper level bowl coverage because we have Anthony Gimino in the house. Thanks for coming in, my man. A lot of people out there, Anthony, and we talked about this before, it's the New Mexico Bowl. Why in the world should I care about the New Mexico Bowl in Albuquerque, New Mexico? Start with Brandon Dawkins.
Okay.
Let's start. Here's one reason why I think we should care. It's a lot of the younger generation, they seem to rally around this, and a lot of them don't get it. So I guess what do you tell to that younger generation who are either get it or really don't get it?
Ring the chimes of freedom.
Yeah, we're currently at the Diablo's Cantina right here, right outside the Monte Carlo. I came all the way to Vegas, and like you know me, I'm hip to a good party. You're trying to come out here, find a great party. I mean, look at the view that we have right over Las Vegas Strip right here, but it's actually dead. I mean, I could not find one single I'm lying. They're all right here. They came out in droves. You know, it's okay to talk about Boise State and their history in the Fiesta Bowl. I mean, heck, it's right there in the media guide. History of the Fiesta Bowl, and right there on the cover was former Boise State head coach Chris Peterson. But you want to know what, folks? He's not at Boise State anymore. He's at Washington. Bear down. From the University of Phoenix Stadium, I'm Dave Cooney for Fox 11 Tucson News Now. You know, Eddie George at one time ruled college football's biggest stage. The guy won the Heisman in 1995. When he went to the pros, he was a 4-time Pro Bowler. But now this is Eddie's stage as his retirement plays out.
Is everybody here? Is everybody ready?
The lifestyle of professional sports, it's intoxicating. It's addicting.
And when it ends, filling that enormous void is definitely a challenge for pro athletes when they got to hang them up.
And you know, you hear the adage that yes, athletes experience 2 deaths.
For years, he filled the role of playmaker on a team. And yeah, this is still the case, but the setting has definitely changed.
Cashmere coats, diamond rings.
George now dresses the part of Billy Flynn in the Broadway musical Chicago.
Give 'em the old razzle dazzle.
The silver-tongued prince, he's the devil. I think we all have that in us.
Hiya, Trixie.
Rehearsing complicated play calls, it's always challenging.
Got himself one big-time block.
But this play demands maybe more range.
6 feet under.
But she was granted one more step.
The convent of the Sacred Heart.
From Heisman to potentially the Hall of Fame to now Renaissance man, George is still adding to his career resume. How sweaty is that suit when you get done with that?
Oh, if I don't have a good sweat, if I'm not drenched, I didn't do my job.
For KOLD News 13 Sports, I'm Dave Cooney, live local 8 breaking.